Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Gagan. Today I'm going to discuss Salesforce CPQ list and coach pricing method. In Salesforce CPQ we have four type of total pricing methods, but as part of this tutorial we are only going to discuss list and coach pricing. What is CPQ pricing? Let's take an example. You are a sales representative of a company and someone is asked you to place order for them of 10 televisions, and what you will do, you will go to the quote, and then you will add the quote line item. Inside the quote line item you have to add the 10 television, and the calculation of the pricing will happen. So calculation of that pricing is called CPQ pricing in terms of Salesforce. And to do this pricing, we have price book as a standard object. So if you will get the license of Salesforce CPQ, you will get this object out of the box. So price book is a standard object, and it basically maintains the list price of all of the product which is there in the Salesforce CPQ. Uh, Once you will add the product in the quote line item, the prices generally come from the list price. uh, I will show you how this price book look like. So if you, I will go to the product. Yeah, this is a product called burger cost. This is one of the product which is there in this environment. If you go to the related, you can see there is one price book available, right? This is a standard price book, and it is very important that there should be one standard price book in active state and linked with your product. If it is not linked, then you cannot see this product inside the code line item. I hope that makes sense. So there could be some requirement that I want different price for the different customer, right? So there could be a scenario that this cost of this burger for Gagan should be different, and for Rohit it should be different because Gagan have the Prime membership. So one of the ways you can just create another price book, right? And then you can change the price. But this is not recommendable um, to have the multiple price book. It's time consuming and very complex. So we have some other configuration for that in order to reduce the price for a particular customer. How CPK use the price books? So as I told you, you have to create the code from the opportunity, and um, when you add the product, you have to choose a particular price book. Okay, either you can choose the standard price book, or you can choose another custom price book. Based on the standard price book, or based on the price book that you are choosing in the code, the price will uh, come come or render there in basically in the UI, and then it will calculate, and it then during the generation of the code uh, template or code document, the price will be there based on the price book that you have selected. So if this is a standard price book, right? If you wanted to um, create a price book, you can create another price book, not the standard one. And if in during the quote configuration, during the quote line item, when you're adding the price, you have to choose that particular price book. If I'm choosing that price book, then the price will come as a 100 GPP. All right. If I'm choosing another price book, then the price will come from that particular price book in the quote. So this is how it works. I already given the demo in my previous video. If you don't understand this, you can go back to my playlist and watch some of the video. In order to change the price of the product, we have price rules, as well as you can also configure the bundle product if like you wanted to create some kind of uh, offer for the customer. If like someone will add iPhone with watch or with iPad, then there will some other price configuration. You can create the bundle product. This is what you can do. Yeah, as I told you, the price book is mandatory thing. If the price book is not active and added to the product, then the product will not be visible on the quote line item. Another thing is that one code can also associate with only one price book and one currency. So if you go to the quote, if I will go to the quote, this is a quote, right? This is a quote. So this quote can only be configured for one currency and one standard price book, one particular price book, not a standard one. It can be a custom price book as well, right? So if you will go to the edit line item, basically generally when you click the product, it asks you which particular price book you want to choose, and based on that it renders the product. This is how it works. um, Now if I go back to my slides, Now let's discuss the type of the pricing methods. We have four type of pricing methods in Salesforce CPQ. Number one is list price. Second is cost, block, percentage of total. Let's discuss how where we can basically change the method, right? That's the main important question. So for that, what you have to do, you have to go to the product. So this is the product, and inside the product details, there is an option called pricing method. Okay, and if you will go edit this, you can see the pricing method we had here, and here you can see all these four type of pricing methods. So calculation of the price can be changed based on this pricing method. So here you can change that. Let's discuss the first type of pricing method, which is list pricing method. In the list pricing method, the price directly come from the price book entry, which is nothing but the list price, and you cannot basically surplus that price. When I'm saying surplus means, let's suppose that from last 2 years you have not updated the price book, and you realize that the price book is very old and you wanted to update the price. So you cannot increase the price in the list pricing. They If I go to the product, there is one product I already configured. Uh, so let's me refresh this. So here you can see burger 123, right? So burger 123 is list pricing, right? The pricing method is list. And if you go to related, there is one standard price book which is 10. So in the list price come from the price book. So if you will add this type of product, because the pricing is happening as a list type of pricing, in that case the price actually come in the quote line item from this price book. So let's go to a quote and click edit line, and here you can add the product. So you uh, one second. So in order to see this type of product, because the currency here in this product is in GPP, so I have to change my currency to GPP, and then I can go to the edit line, and then this product will get render, hopefully. uh, Add product, and then I can choose burger. So burger 123 is this burger 123 is coming up in this list, so I have to select this. And here you can see this GBP 10 is directly coming from price book. So as I said, in the list pricing, price directly come up from the price book entry, and you cannot change your surplus the price. So here this markup, this is the option where you can surplus the price. This is logged in the list pricing. Now if I go to second type of cost pricing, this is this cost pricing completely different from the list pricing, and the price does not come uh, from the price book. The price come from an object called cost price. This is a child to the product object, similar to the book entry. Book entry is also child object to the book object. Cost price is also child to the product object, and you can surplus the price as per your requirement, but in list you can't do that. So let's know how we can configure this kind of product and pricing method. So I'm going to create a new product called burger. Okay, I'm going to activate this, and let's say the product currency as a GPP only. Click save, and all right, and let's change this pricing method to cost, because we are going to configure the pricing option as a cost pricing. So let's choose as a cost and save. And as I told you, in each and every product, there should be a active price book. No matter what type of pricing method you're using, there should be a price book. So I'm adding a price book, and um, let's give the price as a 11 pounds. I again give the name of this burger is burger 123. So let's change the name. I'm giving 123 cost. And there's another thing you have to configure as part of cost pricing. You have to create one cost. And I'm giving unit cost of this cost pricing is 13, just to make you understand. Okay. Now I will in the same code. So this is the list pricing product. Now I will add another product which is burger 123 cost, right? So yeah, let's select. And now you can see this markup option is enabled for the, oh sorry, I added different one. So I have to again add burger cost 123, yes. And here you can see this markup option is enabled, but for list pricing this option is not enabled, so you can surplus the price. So total unit price is 13. You can see that this is the list price. Okay, this is the list price because you also in the cost pricing method you have to create one price book and configure with the product, and so this is coming as a list price, but the final net unit price is coming from this cost pricing. Okay, and you can basically change this net total price as well from, and you can just, let's suppose that I want to increase 2 gbp, which is a pound, greater British pound, gpp. I'm just directly want to increase 2. Okay, here you can see, you will click calculate. See, now this is 15. So this 2 rupees has been increased from this net unit pricing. Okay, so in the cost pricing method you can surplus the price. Now a few more thing I would like to tell you. As I told you, I think I have not discussed that, but in the pricing book, you cannot create two standard price book of same type of currency. If I will click this new, and if the currency is same, if I would like to add something like that, it will give me the error because I am creating two standard price book for same type of currency. However, you can create for same type of currency, you can create a second cost record. I can create that. See, it has been created, but it's not recommendable. So I have given the same price. Let's say I'm giving 16. Okay. Now, if you will again refresh this or add this type of product, you will not be able to understand that which price will render, because these are the child record of this parent product, and any of this price can render at any time, and you will not have control of it. So it's recommendable to have only one cost price per currency for a product. This is it. Thanks for watching my video. Before wrapping up, I would like to say if you are preparing for the Salesforce interview, I have prepared one document where all the scenario-based interview questions are there in this document. You can go and purchase. You can also get the Velocity Salesforce interview document. These are the real type of interview questions. And please support my channel by subscribing my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.